Afternoon in preference to the Sky Bet chase, where the ground was considered too quick at Doncaster. Obviously this is just a starting point for him this afternoon. There'll be big targets for him further down the line as we head into the spring. Jockeys are just making their way out. Let's head across and take a look at another of the key contenders in the race, and this is Alison Montague. Again, it's a little bit of a rebuilding exercise as far as he's concerned. Connections hoping to pick up a little bit of prize money. He'd be a surprise winner, wouldn't he, on the evidence of his 2 runs so far this season. Now, the next 4 are going to come up very swiftly, so we'll get a relatively rapid glance at each of them. And the first we can take a look at is the grey, and this is Tear 4. It's a retrieval mission for him after that disappointing display at Sandown on his return in the intermediate chase. He looked so promising last season, particularly when scoring a Grade 1 success at Entry in the spring. Then we got Frodon. He needs no introduction. Can he do it under these conditions at this trip? Valtor, devastating winner at Ascot before Christmas. Of course, missed an intended engagement in the Peter Marsh at Haydock last week, where his blood wasn't quite right. And Elegant Escape. Might he be the horse who is most suited to today's conditions, and can he supplement his Welsh national success? The bell has gone, jockeys are getting up, and that is the field of 6 for this Grade 2 contest.
So here we are for the 225, the Cotswold Chase. Good stuff, good in places. All of them go. And Frodon and Elegant Escape 9-4, 7-2, Terra 4, 7-1, Valtor, 17-2, Manella Rocco, Alison Montague 40-1. Dave, they couldn't sort themselves out earlier, and they can't really seem to at the moment. What do you think will go off favourite?
Well, I don't know. I did think it was going to be Elegant Escape. He certainly unseated Frodon as favourite this morning, but Frodon battling back despite slight stamina reservations. Terra 4 has remained where he was. Manella Rocco well tipped up this morning. Biggish prices is now even bigger price because he's drifting markedly now. Valtor is just and the Manella horse of Terra 4 both about stayed the same.
9-4 joint favourites then, Lydia, and there is Frodon on his way down.
The perfect partnership of Frodon and Bryony Frost, trying something new here, a new trip, and can he prove himself over a 3 mile, 1.5 furlong? If he can, then his destination will be the Gold Cup. Otherwise, they'll be thinking Ryanair.
They will be, yes, and he's run over 3 miles before, and he was second at Ascot in a handicap. And it did appear then that was the limit, absolute limit of his stamina. Of course, he's a better horse now than he was then. I mean, that performance here in last month was, well, definitely one of the top 3 highlights of the season. Absolutely wonderful handicap weight conceding performance. And if he is going to win this, it's surely by his great jumping and his talent, having the others in trouble so far out that the stamina doesn't become the issue.
And that's how you would anticipate that he's going to be ridden, as he usually is, towards the 4 to make use of his asset, despite the fact they're trying that new trip.
Well, there's no point trying anything else, is there? If you want to find out whether he stays, you might as well ride him in the normal way.
Indeed. So the other joint favourite is Elegant Escape, who, after he won the Welsh Grand National, Colin said he was going to go straight to Cheltenham, but he thinks he's spotted an opportunity here. And the more testing nature of the new course over this trip would probably suit him better than when he was quite well beaten in the RSA Chase.
Yes, he was, and that, again, 3 miles in that, as opposed to 3 1.5 on a much more demanding track, will serve him better. And even so, it's probably the absolute minimum, really, of his requirements. I suppose this will tell them whether he's going to be added to their Gold Cup team or not.
And will he be put out of his comfort zone in the early stages by Frodon's pace and ability to jump?
Well, he might be, but one thing's for sure, he'll definitely be staying on at the end.
Now, Simon Munir and Isaac Suede have got 2 here. They're both of interest. Terra 4, after a disappointing reappearance at Sandown, and Valtor, who announced himself with a fantastic performance in handicap company at Ascot.
Terra 4 was very enthusiastic in the paddock, had 2 handlers and was dragging them round. He looked very keen to get on with it. Take out the Sandown run, and he's the obvious one to win this because he was progressive, high class, stayed 3-1 at Aintree, really looked like he'd go places this season, but Sandown was a big dribble. And Valtor, even though all the rivals made mistakes, seemingly at Ascot, was so very impressive there. that it's hard to believe that he's been running around France for the last 18 years without achieving anything very much.
And of course we've got Manila Rocco, who won a very strong edition of the National Hunt Chase, beat Native River no less, and was also second in the Gold Cup the following year. He returns having had a second wind operation. He was due to run in the Grand National last season. Interesting Cotswold Chase. We can join Ian, he'll have the commentary.
A race away, then have roughly 2 circuits in front of them to jump 21 fences. With 4 of the 6 almost in line at fence number 1 of the 21. Frodon in the royal blue and white was up and over though in front, and will make this first turn a little over a length ahead of his main market rival Elegant Escape in the black and yellow colours, who's sitting in second place. The outsider Alison Monterg is next. Looks to be very narrowly holds third position over Manila Rocco and the hoop jacket around the outer. So they're in third and fourth places together. And the grey Terre is next, meaning that his stablemate Valtor is fractionally the back marker of the sextet as they make their way down towards number 2. All take it safely. Heading to the water now, they'll take it as 3 this time and 13 the second time around. Frodon, Bryony Frost in the blue and white jacket leads on towards it. Tom O'Brien on Elegant Escape, black and yellow colours, in second place. They move then on to number 4, which is the first of 4 open ditches. Alison Monterg, Johnny Burke is next horse with cheek pieces on the first time, takes that in third place. And a couple of lengths behind him now is Manila Rocco, dropping back into 4th. They come now to 5, another plain fence at it. All over safely, flying leap from Valtor. James Byrne, distinguishing white cap there, just reins him back in behind his stablemate, the grey Terre as they move uphill now to number 6, which is the second one of the open ditches. Early strides, there's only going to be 5-6 lengths between them. Big leap from Frodon in front there as they continue uphill in the early strides of this Bet Bright trial. Cotswold Chase, 56,000, a little over that to the winner. And Frodon heads them on towards number 7. Elegant Escape in second position, and then Alison Monterg, maybe about a half length behind him, running in third. Manila Rocco continues to go around the outer, a length further back in 4th place, but only just in 4th. Terre and Daryl Jacob towards the running well and far behind him, and between them is the strong travelling Valtor as they jump over that one, which they all got over okay, and they run downhill now on towards number 9. So there's very few changes in the order, still quite well bunched. Bryony Frost in the blue and white on Frodon, 3 times winner around here in the past, continues to lead. Elegant Escape, coming here after his victory in the Welsh National last time, is in second place, nose bounded, all up and over okay. In behind those is today's outsider, Alison Monterg. It's red and yellow on the sleeves, holding third place. On the left there is Manila Rocco, and the pair owned by Simon Munir and Isaac Swade, Valtor and the grey Terre continue to be together as they move into the straight and run now on towards fences 10 and 11, so approaching the halfway stage. Frodon heads down towards the 10th with still about a length advantage to Elegant Escape. Both over it okay, and all 6 jumped it well. So halfway now, and they move on towards number 11, having completed a circuit. Frodon with Elegant Escape still about a length behind him in second place, although he got a little bit close into that, rather screwed over it, and touches down 2 lengths behind and level with Alison Monterg. And round the outside of them, Manila Rocco comes up, maybe fractionally taking second place. There's 2 lengths behind those to Terre and Valtor, who continue to keep each other company in 5th and 6th places. So they run away towards the far side. Now there's only about 5 lengths between them. They've all jumped well to this point. One tiny error from Elegant Escape at number 11, but Frodon leads as they run now on towards the one before the water, number 12. Elegant Escape back into second position. Good leap from him there. Alison Monterg fractionally behind him in third. Behind on the outside of those is Manila Rocco. Valtor continues to travel very powerfully, distinguishing white cap for James Byrne around the outside of Terre as they take the water. All over that okay. So the third of the open ditches coming up now. Fence number 14 they approach. Frodon continues to be in front. Leads by around about a length. Good, fast, efficient leap from him there. Elegant Escape in second position. Alison Montague travelling nicely for Johnny Burke in the red and yellow and green. Maybe almost into second position as they take this next plain fence. Manila Rocco was wide of those. Then Tear 4, not such a fluent leap from Valtor at the rear of the field, but still well in touch with the others as they run to 16. The open ditch at the top of the hill now. Frodon, Alison Montague, this pair together. Between them is Elegant Escape, 3 parts of a length behind. Manila Rocco just being ridden along for a stride or 2 on the outside of those. Tear 4 is next. Valtor is the back marker. They all have a chance and they're running to 5 from the finish. Elegant Escape drops 2 lengths behind the leading duo. We're up and over that okay. So it's Frodon leading. Still out in front. Leads to Alison Montague in second position. Valtor's just dropped a few lengths behind the others. Manila Rocco's dropped back into 5th place. The great Tear 4 is up into 3rd on the inside of Elegant Escape. 4 from the finish now, and they are all over it okay. Frodon and Alison Montague continue to be together in front. Tear 4's a couple of lengths behind him in 3rd place as they head down the hill. Elegant Escape is just rode along in 4th. 5 lengths behind Mr. Valtor, a couple of lengths away Manila Rocco. 3 fences to jump. Frodon continues to be in front, led only narrowly. Alison Montague defying his odds in second place, running a huge race. Tear 4 is in 3rd, Elegant Escape behind this in 4th. Valtor is deep on the course and slowing Manila Rocco behind that. They come towards the home turn. Alison Montague is trying to get to Frodon, but he hasn't got him off the bridle yet. Frodon and Bryony Frost open up now, go on by 3. Tear 4's moving through into second position. Alison Montague is next, then Elegant Escape. 2 to jump. Frodon, another good leap, landed by 3. Tear 4 is sent out after him now. The grey in second place. Elegant Escape has moved into 3rd. They head towards the final fence. Frodon moves towards it. What a leap. He's jumped beautifully for Bryony this afternoon. Touches down in front. Elegant Escape is rallying to challenge Tear 4 for second place. Frodon is in 3rd. The race isn't over yet though. Elegant Escape is staying up very strongly up the hill with Tom O'Brien. Frodon is just in front and has seen off the final challenge. Frodon wins. Elegant Escape in 2nd. Tear 4 in 3rd. Alison Montague was 4th.
How Frodon has come of age this season, and now he has proved himself in a new discipline. Over 3 mile, 1.5 furlong he has won, and has that sealed his participation in the Magners Gold Cup with Bryony Frost on board. Another superb partnership there, all the way round, pretty much foot perfect. Electric jump 4 out, really good jumps at the last 2 as well. He needed them because Elegant Escape was bearing down on him as the line came, but he was able to hold on, and he has won for Paul Nicholls this Cotswold Chase Grade 2. Elegant Escape 2nd for Colin Tizard and Tom O'Brien, and back in 3rd was Tear 4 for Darryl Jacob and Nicky Henderson. That was yet again a superb round of jumping.
Actually, I didn't think it was quite as good as normal. The last 4 or 5 fences, he was absolutely spot on, but given that he's normally wonderful, I thought he was just a little iffy at 1 or 2 earlier.
Did you feel that was a function of just trying to hold him onto him a little bit?
Possibly, yeah. He certainly wasn't going at it gung-ho for from the off. Surely, in order to give him a better chance of staying, even though he is making the running. And it did look 50 yards from the line like he might get beaten just about here, and yet, I mean, whether it's this is tenacity, but the last couple of strides, the runner-up's not gaining on him again, which must give them some hope. I mean, it's an extra furlong in the Gold Cup, but golly, what a glorious afternoon.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Really fantastic. And I know what Jonathan means. I mean, he's never made a mistake, has he? Usually, Bryony can just let him go and just let him be free, essentially, over his fences. And she wasn't quite able to do that here with the trip in mind.
And quite rightly so as well, because I think the ride and the fact that she has sort of been able to dictate to a point in the race has helped him to get home ultimately. Had she had to go harder sooner, he might not have lasted out. He has on the day, and as you say, when he was able to really stretch his legs and kick on from the top of the hill, from that point on we saw the Frodon that jumped boldly and athletically out in front, and he's just such a game, tenacious horse. We've seen 2 winners of that ilk already today, just thoroughly likeable horses. It is, and to think of him as a Gold Cup contender at the start of the season, he would never have ever been in, I'm sure, anybody's thoughts really. So, yeah, credit to him, credit to Bryony Frost and all the team at Ditchit to have got him to this point.
And although Bryony Frost has held on to him to some degree, what you suggested might happen did happen. Elegant Escape just not able to hold his pitch.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be honest, maybe he wasn't jumping well enough, but I think Elegant Escape, I think the tactics were wrong on the day. I think that they should have been pushing harder sooner and sort of making use of his stamina. Now, maybe the horse wasn't able to do it and maybe he wasn't jumping well enough to do it, because he did make a few mistakes along the way, but I think stamina is ultimately his forte, and it maybe became a little bit too tactical for him.
Yeah, I think he's probably won his participation in the Gold Cup with this performance.
Yes, I think he has. I mean, he's receiving £2 off the winner, but yeah, I think he's definitely earned a place in